And good morning, sports fans, and welcome to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, May 13th, 2023. And of course, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report is all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Yes, if you're expecting a live show, got to do a little family things today, so we didn't get a chance to be in the studio or lineup guest, but hey, it's the best of show. And what better way than to watch four outstanding young men that were the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic's Athletes of the Week for the last three shows that I produced. So sit back, stay tuned, check it out, enjoy it. Once again, it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network.
Locations in Savannah, Georgia at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And good morning, Savannah, the coastal empire, the low country, wherever you may be in this area. It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, April 22nd, 2023, and I'm glad to be back in the saddle again. It's been a tough 3 weeks for this old guy, but I'm back here doing it. I'm not live. I am live, but not at Coach's Corner Sound Garden, which has been my home for the last 3 years. But I'm in my, I guess you want to call it your man cave, my den. I call it my TV room, whatever. I'm the old guy, but it's always fun being back. Got to thank Eddie Cheese Morgan of the Savannah Falcons semi-pro football team tonight on YouTube. If you can't get to Augusta, they're playing in the Elite American Football League game on YouTube. Check it out. You got to love it. And what else? Football. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week. Many years ago, I had this young man on as he'll give me the right age. You know, I'm old. I'm forgetting what it is. But I remember him being there. And it was a lot of fun with Zaquan Bryant. I think Lamont Samuels. I don't know. He'll straighten me out. But, you know, the recruiting process in the United States has gone crazy. I remember many years ago, probably 10 years ago, I wrote an article for the Prep Sports Report website or magazine when it was. A 6-year-old was being recruited out in California. Are you kidding me? Well, this young man's been recruited since, I think, 8th grade. He'll get me straight if I have the wrong information. But you know what? He's got a linebacker's mentality because that's what he played because he was the backup quarterback to Holden Gurner. Last year, he got his chance, brought home the championship. I mean, he threw for 2,576 yards, 24 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. He ran for 453 yards, and sometimes he runs like a fullback. So I know it makes Coach Danny Brick cringe a little because your quarterback running like a fullback, I don't know if he wanted that. He was co-offensive player of the year of the region. He was AJC first team. He's got all these accolades. You go to the Athletic on the internet. You go to FSU Game Day. I mean, there's so much information about this kid. It's unbelievable. I mean, plus the schools, okay? Besides Florida State, you had Coastal Carolina, Georgia Tech, Georgia, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Penn State, Tennessee, University of Central Florida, Virginia Tech, Clemson, Duke. If I missed anybody, man, the list can go on and on with this young man. But he's a rising senior at Benedictine Military School, and I'm glad I'm bringing him back. His buddy Saquon's hanging out in Minnesota this weekend for their spring game. This week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week rising. I call him a standout athlete because he loves to play basketball too, but we know it's football. Is going to be senior, Luke Cromanhawk. Luke, how's it going?
Yes, sir. It's going good. Thank you for having me on.
I mean, it's a pleasure. How old were you when you came on the first time when I was on the radio?
I think it was 7 or 8, I'm pretty sure.
And it was Zaquan Bryant, and the third athlete was?
Nasir Samuels.
Nasir Samuels, not Lamont Samuels. It's
Yes,
Lamont. What's Lamont's last name?
Mitchell.
Well,
Yes,
I'm the OJ. I screw up it all the time. But you know what? It's fun doing this. It's getting you guys this recognition. But, buddy, you don't need the recognition. I mean, what's life like being a top high school football recruit? And, I mean, you're all over the place. I mean, I can't keep up with how much material is out there about you.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's for sure a dream come true. Just all the hours and stuff that, me and all the people around me helping me have spent working and, just it kind of paying off and, being at the spot that I want to be at and, being able to do what I want to do and, kind of just continuing to chase my dream. It's been an unbelievable experience.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot going on with you, buddy. And I know reading last night, and of course, I try to absorb everything. But now you're in the top 50 top quarterbacks in the United States. I mean, just your rise has been unbelievable. But do you think that matters? Do you think the 4 stars matters, or you just think that people know who you are and what you do on the field is what really counts?
Yes, sir. Personally, in my opinion, I don't really pay too much attention to the ranking or the stars or anything like that. It's just not really my thing. I feel like all people really need to know is how you play on the field and how you perform on the field. I think that's all that really matters in the end. So I try not to look at all the stars or anything like that.
Well, I know you. I've met you a couple of times. I met your dad. Okay, and Dad's a big bruising guy. Played what I think defensive end in college up there at UMass.
Yes,
You
sir.
got you got his mentality though. Why not play defense instead of playing a quarterback?
Obviously, grew up in a defensive household, so it was always kind of ingrained into me to be the hammer, not the nail. Um, so I always grew up thinking, I'm going to play linebacker. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be a defensive guy, just like my dad and my brother. But kind of just in middle school, I could really just throw the ball super, super far. And so we ended up going to a coach down in Florida, and we kind of just we wanted to get a fair evaluation on whether or not I could play quarterback or not, or if I just needed to focus on linebacker. And we went through a 2-day training session with the coach, and after it, he told my dad that I need to be playing quarterback, and it's something that I need to continue to do. And so ever since then, it's kind of been all in on quarterback.
Yeah, but Coach Britt wouldn't let you sit on the sidelines behind Holden. He made sure you got somewhere on the field. Your freshman and your freshman and sophomore years. So, but I mean, also, I mean, you got an arm. Coach Farman didn't get you to play baseball.
They tried. It's just with the whole football thing early on. 7-on-7 was a huge part in helping me get recruited, and that kind of conflicted with the baseball season. And I didn't want to be that kid that misses the Saturday practices and the weekend games because I'm out doing football, and take a spot from another kid who's been there for all the practices and stuff like that. So I feel like it was kind of in my best interest to just stick to football, and I didn't really feel like messing up another kid's situation, so I just decided to sit out from baseball.
Oh, all right. So people don't know though. You play basketball like you're a linebacker. Or you're like I mean, you go back to the Bruise Brothers. When I was growing up, we had the Detroit Pistons and Bill Lambier and Dennis Rodman. So I mean, you also played basketball. If you had to choose a sport, I know you're going to say football, but wouldn't basketball be right up there?
Basketball is up there. I really do enjoy playing basketball, and that's kind of why I stuck with it for so long. It's fun being out there on that court and just playing. And I feel like in a basketball environment, it's kind of a different environment than football. Everybody's in a gym and it's all close and stuff like that, close quarters. So it's a fun experience, and especially playing basketball at BC with the Cadet Crazies there, it's a really fun experience.
Well, I've coached football, basketball, a number of sports my whole life. When I was coaching boys basketball, I wanted a football player. I wanted someone that was going to be physical. I wanted somebody that was not afraid to get hit. Basketball, quote unquote, it's not a physical sport. It's a physical sport. So I'm surprised Coach Dustin hasn't got you to go play lacrosse. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you're just tuning in, I'm talking to Luke Kromenhoek, rising senior at Benedictine Military School. Just closed his recruiting process, has committed to, as you see, Florida State. You got to go there, and he's coming up to his senior season. So now that this is out of the way, what are you going to do now to get ready for your senior year?
Yes, sir. So I've been in the gym a lot recently, just trying to build more muscle and kind of get prepared for the next season as well as college, and just put on muscle because I want to go into college. When you go into college, you have to be able to take hits from some big old dudes. So I'm just trying to get in yeah, for sure. And I'm just trying to get in the weight room and kind of get my weight up and just build my body up to be able to take those type of hits. As well as, I've been going to Jacksonville with Coach Denny Thompson at 6 points and just trying to perfect my craft in there. And I've been working out with him almost, for a couple years now. And I go in once every week. And so just going in there and trying to perfect my craft and, make sure that my mechanics are right. And, he also teaches me to learn the game and the coverages and stuff like that. So any chance I can get in there, I tend to do that.
You just knocked off my next question. What are you doing about your quarterback skills? But you just did that, okay? Just a quick question. Did Dad give you the football and Mom give you the football when you rolled out of the crib? Or when did you start getting involved in football and basketball?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much straight out of the crib. It was a football or any type of ball in my hand. And then really, Dad was the one who really started to introduce it. Later on around 6, he had me and my brother in the front yard in pads hitting each other and doing Oklahoma drills and stuff like that. Just with him playing football in college and stuff like that, it was always me and my brother's dream to kind of do what he did and, kind of chase after what he had. And both of us had the dream of going to play college football. So he's really the one who put it on us the most and really introduced us.
Yeah, I know. We got the tackle ring now because we got to do the correct. And I believe in it. You got to see what you hit. You got to keep your head up. But he probably gave you guys a blocking W or a tackling W when you guys out of the crib. Forget about the football. So,
Yes, sir.
All right. So quarterback. I know linebacker. I mean, you've been aggressive, but quarterback. Anybody you pat in your quarterback type? Anybody you look up to that you might want to emulate?
I tend to think, it's a pretty crazy thing, but I try to model my game after Josh Allen.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think he's an unbelievable athlete, and what he can do on that field is unbelievable. So I try to model my game after him, but I'm also a huge fan of Joe Burrow. I think that I love how he plays the game, and I love his confidence, and I think that's really awesome. So I try to model my game after both of those guys.
All right. The reason why I wanted to get you on here, okay, is, you've had a lot of big-time interest from a lot of colleges. I'm not going to go down each one and tell me why you chose this one, try this one, but why Florida State?
I went to Florida State. They were my first offer, so, it hit home a little bit just with them being the first to believe in me. I hadn't played a snap or at quarterback or anything like that or taken any reps really. And, I went to a camp and they offered me and they believed in me first over everybody. So that was definitely a big part in it. But just the culture that they have over there and the coaching staff, every time we went there, we were treated like family, and that was huge to me. And I just felt like where the program was heading was where I wanted to be. I feel like they're on the rise again. We're starting to get a lot of great recruits, and the fan base is amazing, one of the best in college football, and just the tradition that they have is super rich, and I really, really like that. And then, just everything that they're doing there, they're building in a new indoor facility and stuff like that would be open my year 2024. So when I get there, I'll be able to take the wrapper off of the new facility, and just kind of stuff like that, and just the type of people that are a part of that program, and how they treated me and the family made me really feel like it was home. So that's why I chose it.
Is that your phone or my phone?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it went away. No, that's the internet's, anything can happen on the internet. So all right. So first school off, you grew to what's going on there. Kalen Deloach have anything to do with this?
Yeah, just we've talked a little bit here and there. Kalen's an awesome dude and a great kid and an unbelievable football player. Just at the spring game this past weekend, he had a forced fumble and a scoop and score, as well as a pick six. So he was definitely a little bit. It was actually funny. There's a picture of me in like 6th grade, and Kalen's in the in coach's corner with the whole FSU staff, and I went over and got a picture with the FSU staff.
Nice.
And so I thought that was a pretty cool picture. They have that picture over there now, and they think it's hilarious. But just seeing that Kalen could do it, and we've talked a little bit here and there, and he's told me that it's an unbelievable place and all that good stuff. So he's played a little bit of a role in it, and he's also a super great person, a super great player.
Very, very laid back off the field. Very laid back.
Sure,
on the
sure.
field, different person. Yeah. All right. So, how many official visits did you make? Not just to Florida State.
There was a couple times to Florida State, a couple times to Georgia. I've been to Alabama here and there, Coastal Carolina, of course, and just a whole bunch of other places.
Anything different when they recruit you? Did they all do the same process, same little events, or is it totally different?
It's different at some places, but pretty much the overall thing is, every place you're gonna go, you get treated like a king. You and your family, they roll out the red carpets. There's always somebody, a recruiting person attached to your hip in case you need anything at all. And it's a fun thing to be able to have, and just, to be able to go to these places and get treated like that. It's pretty nice.
All right. 2 questions left.
Yes, sir.
Any advice that stood out for you from Coach Britt, from the coaches at Benedictine, your mom, your dad, your brother, anything that stood out the most about making his choice to go to FSU?
They, of course, with the family, we had a whole bunch of long conversations about it. And the decision was mine, is what my parents would always tell me. It's wherever I'm happy, they're going to be happy. Just kind of stuff like that. And, I talked with Coach Britt as well. And, he spent a ton of time with the coaching staff at FSU, just talking when they come in to visit. And, everybody was super supportive of my decision, and, they were all very, very happy for me.
All right. So, you're not going anywhere yet. You got your senior year coming up. The recruiting process now is shut down, so that's off your back. What are you looking forward to this year? Another championship? But remember, don't beat Josh Allen, okay? Keep that bullseye in front of you so you don't get hurt there, buddy.
Yes, sir. The end goal is definitely to win another state championship, but Coach Britt probably wouldn't like me saying that. So we're going to say it's one game at a time, one practice at a time. That's kind of what Coach Britt preaches. So we'll go with that, and kind of just, taking over as that leader, and, hopefully being able to lead the team to another state championship would be unbelievable, especially in my senior season. But for now, we'll just go one workout at a time, one practice at a time, and one game at a time.
I know Coach Britt's, an OG. He's an old guy, that old type of coach that believes it's one game at a time, because if you don't get the first 10, you're not going to get the second 5. So you got to really go for it. So, hey, congratulations.
Yes,
it's a lot of fun following what's going on with you. I know we'll talk during the season, and once again, have a great season. And, I got a good friend, Wendy Helly, that's such a diehard FSU fan. When she heard I had you on, she was ecstatic. So, people are following around here, big guy, and keep it up. And congratulations again. And, as they say over there, go Cadets.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thanks for taking the time, Luke. I'll see you around town. Just a great kid. The recruiting is unbelievable. How much information you can find on one kid is unbelievable. Just put in Luke Cromenhawk. You'll see everything comes up. All right. Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt, Georgia. Because Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for over 20 years running. It's no wonder why. There's always sports, live music in the sound garden, and delicious and abundance of pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick your favorite TV, because Coach's is your place to be. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong since 1991, is always open for dining service for lunch and dinner. Remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. Join John Henderson and the crew for the best burgers, wings, and now pizza too. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's right, remember that number, 912-352-2933. So make your next pit stop at Coach's Corner. And as always, make it a night to remember at Coach's. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, it comes in uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. So come get equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And once again, thank you for joining the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Usually, majority show is live, but today the 2 guests are, of course, out doing things. My first guest, which you just saw the interview, if you didn't, I interviewed the president of the Savannah Shamrocks, Julie Midget. She's over at the Savannah Shamrocks St. Patty's Day tournament in Davin Park, the 45th annual rugby tournament. So if you want to check it out, go over there. But these next 2 guys, one's playing lacrosse, one's fishing. They're both fishing. They're running about, so they're high school athletes. And Saturdays are tough to get them on. But since these guys won the 2nd Georgia High School State Association Bass Fishing qualifier up in Lake Oconee, I think it was February 18th, I had him get on. They finished in first place. It's a brother team. Matthew Gunn, who is a senior, and his younger brother Luke, who's a sophomore. They're a team that gets on the water. They'll explain the whole thing to you. So joining me now, this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athletes of the Week from Savannah Christian, the bass fishing team of Matthew and Luke Gunn. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for coming on.
Hey, Coach. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, and let's make sure we know it so people can see that it's you and your brother. And there it is, scrolling at the bottom, SCPS Raiders Bass Fishing Team, Matthew and Luke Gunn. Okay, let me do that again because they didn't capitalize. I thought I saved it. That's what's great about recordings. I can go back and edit it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. Save. Now show. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Once again, thanks, guys, for coming on, and I appreciate you doing this. And it's Matthew Gunn, the senior, and, of course, the sophomore, Luke Gunn, and bass fishing and all that's going on. But congratulations, winning a qualifier that qualifies you for the state championship up there at, Clark Hills Lake?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you guys, brothers, what's it like fishing together?
It's pretty fun. We've grown up together fishing our whole lives. we connect really well out in the water. We know what each other likes to do, so we work together pretty well.
Does the other brother control the boat? Is he the captain there, Luke?
When we're fishing, yeah, he's up on the front with the trolling motor. I'm in the back, just getting the seconds what he doesn't get. So yeah,
getting the seconds that he doesn't get. So that's pretty interesting. But anyway, let's go to where it all started. So Matt, when did you start fishing?
I started fishing when I was about 4 years old, or actually before that. But I remember fishing when I was about 4 years old, starting out with my dad. High school.
Was it in a boat? Was it on the shore?
Both. Mainly the bank, going to ponds and stuff with my dad. He really got me into fishing when I was little, and then we started going to the Savannah River in his bass boat, and we go out every other Saturday, go to Lake Mayer sometimes, fish out there.
And Luke, how about you? When did you throw the reel into the water?
I know, as long as I can remember, pretty much.
So you guys were born with fishing poles in your hands, eh?
Yes, sir.
Basically, yeah.
So, all right. So everybody thinks that you just get on a boat and you sit there. Okay. Tell us, are there any common misconceptions people have about bass fishing? Is it a lot harder than people think it is? Because everybody thinks, I got to sit on the water. I'm waiting for the bass to bite the bait. What are some misconceptions that prove that this is a really, really intriguing sport?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of people think it's just luck, and you go out there and you catch a fish, and if they're not biting, they don't bite. But that's not true at all. It takes a lot of skill and a lot of hard work and a lot of patience too. There's a lot of factors going into it, like weather condition, water temperature, what bait to throw, what time of year, what the bass are doing, what time of the year. Like right now, they're up shallow. In the winter, they go out deep. It just depends on a lot of factors go into it. Color of your bait, also, just stuff like that.
All right, so Luke, explain to the fans, besides knowing all this stuff, what goes into you guys getting ready for a bass fishing tournament?
So a couple days prior, we'll study some like what lakes, what's going on in the weather, and we'll watch a couple YouTube videos of like what's happening there that time of year, and we'll basically just get our rods ready, buy some baits, and basically just get ready for the tournament.
Now, you both know each other very well. Did you both get together and say, hey, this is a goal we want to achieve this year, or you both have your own goals? What goals did you guys set for this year's bass fishing season?
I had some for myself since I've been fishing these high school tournaments since my 8th grade year, technically. I knew coming into this season I wanted to win another qualifier since last year my old partner, me and him were really close, like 3 tournaments, we were right at the line to get the win. And I knew coming into this year he couldn't fish. So I told Luke, I said, I want to win a qualifier this year. So I'm going to try my best to do that. And it all played out perfect in the Oconee tournament for us.
How about you, Luke? What was your goal?
It's my first year fishing. Just wanted to basically, my goal was just help Matthew get his name out there with the college fishing and all that stuff. And I wanted to win a tournament this year. So, all
right. So you guys are into this bass fishing, and you're looking at videos, and you're getting ready for the teams. But is there a routine that makes you a better fisherman, like a better athlete? Whether it be basketball, football, baseball. I mean, what makes you guys? What routine do you use to get better?
A lot of it is just time spent out in the water. It's just like any other sport. You have to practice at it to get better. So 2 weeks prior to the tournament, I'll be out in the water as much as I can. Like the past 4 days, I've been out fishing for the tournament I have this Saturday, and we have spring break next week. So I'll be fishing all spring break to get ready for the next qualifier next Saturday. It's just you have to. I'll have an idea of what I'll throw in the tournament, and I'll go to different places and throw that bait. Just get used to it. But yeah, just time spent out in the water is the big thing.
Now, Luke, are there requirements that you guys have to have that you can participate in the Georgia High School State Association qualifiers, and then hopefully the champion? Well, you guys are in the championship. So, what are the requirements to do this?
So your school, you obviously have to have a team and a club, and you got to have a partner and your boat captain, and you got to be part of the SAF Federation, the Student English Federation, and that basically qualifies you to fish for the GHSA tournaments.
Now, are there a certain amount of people allowed on the boats, or it's just you two guys on the boats? I mean, how does that work?
So it'll be me and my brother, and then my dad is the captain. So we'll have 3 people in the boat.
Okay, so Matt, so what goes into it that you got these 3? How do you guys work as a team on the boat? Like, you can't throw the line on the same side, can you? I mean, explain this to the fans and me.
So basically, it depends. I mean, I'll run the trolling motor. The captain has to run the big motor. The students can't run the big motor at all during the tournament. So my dad, he'll drive us to spots. He'll give us tips here and there, like throw this bait, throw it there, stuff like that. I'll usually run the trolling motor, and I'll sit up on the front deck. And if he wants to join me up on the front, he can. But usually he'll sit in the back and we'll have more casting room, and I'll cast in front of the boat at targets I see, and whatever ones I don't see, and I tell him, hey, cast over there or cast right there or wherever he picks. Just we work together really well out there.
So I understand. So you're the lead cast, and then he goes wherever you are, so he's the second it's a backup.
Yeah, yes.
All right. Now, I noticed, though, the teams that win, you have to catch 5 bass, and they have to be close to anywhere from 15 to 20 pounds. I mean, how does that work?
So you have to have a 5 fish limit, or that's like the limit you want to get is 5 fish, and you want to get the biggest 5 possible. If once you catch 5 fish and you catch a bigger one, you cull that one out for your smallest fish. But sometimes, I mean, we had a tournament at Seminole, and we only caught 5 keepers, I'm pretty sure. Or no, we caught 6. We only caught 1 fish that day. We didn't have that great of a bag, but Oconee tournament, we only caught 7 fish and culled out 2, but they were all just good sized fish.
So what's the limit? What size bass fish do you have to throw back?
They have to be 12 inches or bigger. Anything over 12 inches you can keep. Anything below you can't keep.
All right, so it's based on inches, not weight.
Yes, inches, yes.
Now, do you guys have an idea how much the fish weighs after you catch it?
Yeah, I have like a general just guess. I mean, I've been fishing almost my whole life, so I kind of know once I catch this fish, hey, it's about 2 pounds, 3 pounds. I have a scale with me if we want to weigh it, just see how big it is. But yeah.
Okay, if you're just tuning in, I'm talking to the Savannah Christian Preparatory School's Raiders Bass Fishing Team of brothers Matthew and Luke Gunn. Matthew's a senior, Luke is a sophomore. All right, so they just want to qualify. They're already qualified for the state meet. So what do you like most about bass fishing there, Luke?
Just spending time out on the water, getting away from all of the stress in the outside world, just being able to catch fish.
And how about you, Matt?
Same thing. I like the hunt, going after the fish, knowing that I put in the work to catch that fish and I trick them into biting. It's just a different type of feeling I get when I catch that fish, especially the big ones. I like tricking the big ones into biting.
Now, do these fish really put up a good fight? Do you have to have a certain pound weight limit on your line?
So yeah, there's different factors going into fishing. If I'm throwing a jig in a bush, I want a heavy rod, like a big rod with heavy line, usually 20-pound line, and that'll get the fish out without breaking it off. And if I'm fishing like a small finesse rig, I want some light line. Yeah, it all depends on size line, size rod. Depends on what bait you're throwing to.
All right, so you guys have any superstitions, routines? Like, we know some basketball players have to put their socks on the same way each game. Some baseball players have to wear the same gloves. Are there any superstitions for you guys before you go into the tournament?
There actually is one we have, and it kind of started back when I was in 8th grade. We had some beef jerky in the boat, just for a snack. And every tournament since then, we've had some beef jerky. It's just kind of like, if we're not catching a fish, I'm like, hey, hand me a piece of beef jerky real quick. Eat that, and then you get a bite, and you're like, oh, I guess it's the beef jerky.
It's got to be. As long as you don't throw it in the water or put it on your hook, you're okay, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, so you're only a sophomore, Luke. This is really starting to get into bass fishing. What do you like most about being part of your brother's team?
At school, we're recognized a lot by the other kids. Like, hey, you want a tournament? You're doing this. Like, that's cool. Like, you just can go fishing for a sport. Just being a part of the team, getting to travel all around Georgia to fish is really cool.
How about you, Matt, with your little brother?
It's pretty cool seeing him grow more to get better at fishing. This is my senior year, so I'll be off to college in a few months, and getting to spend these last few months fishing with him and my dad is pretty fun.
All right. So next question, okay? We got the beef jerky. We got to have the beef jerky, but there are over 200 boats on the lakes, and I saw it. One was 251, the other was 255. What is it like with all those boats all over the place? I mean, is there places where you can go there's nobody? I mean, is the lake that big enough? But it seems like it'd be mass chaos to me.
It's pretty overwhelming when you get to the boat ramp and you have just almost a mile long of boats and trailers ready to put in. And but really, whenever I get out there, I just calm myself down. If we pull up to a spot and you see a guy has already fished it, you just got to slow down and pick it apart. But it's you versus the fish, really. Every angler is you versus the fish. It's not you versus the other guy. So you just got to keep telling yourself that during the tournament and not get overwhelmed about how – because almost every spot you pull into – like Lake Oconee was a very small lake. Every spot we went to had boats in it past us that had already fished it. We just slowed down and fished it, picked it apart a little bit better than they did.
Nice. How about for you, Luke? All those boats out there, this is the first year really doing it.
Yeah, it gets pretty hectic, especially whenever you're waiting for your number to get called in for and blast off. And there's a boat 5 feet away from you, just almost in every direction. So.
Gets a little nerve-wracking out there. If you're just tuning in, this is pre-recorded because both these guys are doing something on Saturday. So Matthew Gunn will be out fishing. Luke, what are you going to be doing on Saturday?
Probably fishing. Maybe go out with some friends. Saltwater.
Okay. And so Matt's going to a tournament again. Luke also plays lacrosse. Do you do anything else, Matt, or is it just fish all the time?
Springtime is just fish, really. I played lacrosse last year, but I decided not to play this year to really focus on fishing because I knew it was my last year, so I wanted to do as best as I could and get more experience before I go off to college.
All right. You said Dad's in the back. He's the captain. How have your parents helped you succeed, both of you succeed in this sport? I mean, does the school provide a boat? Do your parents provide a boat? How does this work? How has your parents helped you get where you are right now?
So my dad has the boat that we use. The school this year, they've started paying for they give us like a budget that we use, and we spend that on gas, hotel rooms, stuff like that. But they've sacrificed a lot. My dad sacrificed even time to fish his own tournaments to take us to these tournaments. He'll skip out one of his own to take us to these. But they sacrifice a lot for us to go to these.
Nice. And, Luke, you said your classmates have recognized you guys winning the qualifier. I mean, it must feel good because not many schools have bass fishing, and for your classmates to see you, what's that like, Luke?
It's just really cool going around and people just like say, "Hey, good job on winning the tournament." And after we won the Oconee tournament, I had a bunch of like the yearbook people come up to me, ask for pictures, ask for like just things about bass fishing and just simple things like that.
Nice. All right. Well, your older brother just was on social media today, has committed to continue bass fishing at Erskine College in South Carolina. So, Matt, what made you choose Erskine, and what kind of scholarships do they offer bass fishermen?
It's not a full scholarship. They offer a good amount, though, depending on what the school can do. I got in touch with them because of the football. They wanted me to play football there, and I love football and all, but that wasn't my goal or my passion for college. And ever since I've been in middle school and I heard about college bass fishing, that's what I wanted to do.
Nice.
And I talked to the coach on the phone, introduced myself. I sent him my tournament resume of all my finishes the past 3-4 years, and he said he really liked it. So then we go back on another phone call, and he offered me the scholarship. So it was a pretty cool experience.
So do you both play football too?
Yes, sir.
Nice. So you guys do a lot of things together. So, it's going to be tough losing that other half, Luke. And, you've both been at Savannah Christian. Luke, you take it first. You've been there how many years now?
I want to say this is my 11th or 12th year.
Wow. Matt, how long you been there?
Same thing. He started in kindergarten. I started in second grade.
So tell us about the experience of attending Savannah Christian from the time you entered kindergarten or first grade to your senior year now and your sophomore year.
It's a great school, great environment there. All the coaches and teachers really care about every student. All my classmates and like all between freshmen and seniors, we're all pretty close. The sports are really fun, of course. It's a great school. I love it.
How about you, Luke?
Oh, yeah, it's just the same thing. Everything's cool about Savannah Christian. All the teachers are nice and everything. But one thing that's really cool is, I've been there since kindergarten. I've always looked up to those guys on the football team and other teams, like, hey, that's going to be me one day. And knowing that's now, I'm that guy. So.
Nice, and the football program's doing a great job. Baseball program, bass fishing now. All right, so before I get to my last question for you guys, what else would you like people to know about bass fishing, and that it is a sport in high school and in college, because not many people know about it?
Yeah, I'd just like for more people to know more about it, because a lot of people, about like last year when they really started hearing about it, they were like, oh, we didn't know that was a GHSA sport. I was like, yeah, they introduced it back in my sophomore year. So I had to tell a lot of my classmates what it was, what it's about. I'd like for more people to know that it's not just luck, because I had some people even after the tournament, they were like, yeah, good luck, all this stuff. And they were like, yeah, you had good luck this tournament. I was like, yeah, but also we like put in the work for it. Yeah, just let more people know what goes into bass fishing, all the little tiny things. Because one mess up, you could screw up the whole tournament and lose it just like that. So.
And Luke, what would you like people to know besides what your brother said?
Pretty much the same thing. There's a lot of little things that go into it, and just want them to understand that it's not just getting out there in the water on tournament day and just catching fish. There's a lot of time and effort put into it.
All right, last question. You got a little kid, maybe a second, third, fourth grader, fifth grader, come up to you guys and say, hey, guys, we heard about you fishing. What advice would you give them about getting into the sport and how much it means to be part of a sport like bass fishing, that it is a team, it's not just an individual going out there and casting the line?
Yeah, I would just tell them to, if they really want to do it and they love it, to get out in the water as much as possible. Try out new baits, new techniques, teach yourself new stuff, watch YouTube videos, introduce yourself to bigger name guys and try to get tips from them. Find a mentor. Like I have my dad, and he's taught me everything I know. So I'll pick his brain here and there about little stuff. And about the team part, it is a team. It's not just, like you said, an individual going out there and casting a rod and reel and going fishing. You have to work together because like I remember last year, me and my old partner, we were in a tournament and I hooked a big bass on the tournament, the biggest one of the whole tournament, and it jumped off right at the edge of the boat. And then when it jumped in the air, he stuck the net out and caught it midair. So
nice.
It was like a teamwork thing right there. So it takes two the whole tournament.
Well, guys, I appreciate you coming on. Congratulations, winning the second qualifier. Do you get to fish again in the third and fourth, or you guys just wait to the end?
We can fish as many as we want. We can fish all of them.
Now, are there any other student athletes out there bass fishing for the Raiders?
No, sir. Me and my brother, we're the only ones for the GHSA part.
Okay, because I know Richmond Hill has 2 or 3 teams, and some of the other schools have some other teams, have more than one team. But anyway, you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up, and playing all these sports and getting out there to fish, like Luke said, it probably is relaxing, except when it's tournament time. So, but anyway, congratulations. I just said it a little earlier. Matthew Gunn on social media today, it's Friday night, has committed to bass fish at Erskine College. Tried to get Coach Williamson on, but he's doing a fishing show. So I'll get to talk to him later on, get some more quotes before we come on Saturday morning. But once again, guys, keep up the great work. Thanks for coming on, and good luck.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
And once again, 2 young men doing a great job. They love their sport. Dad's behind him. Dad's the captain, and they work well together. They've already qualified for the Georgia High School State Association. I think championships will be on May 20th at Clarks Hills Lakes. So great job to these young men. Next up, time to wrap up the show. Appreciate them coming on. I'll be right back after this. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
So I'll probably play it about 9:30 tomorrow in the morning, and then it'll be up there where you guys can watch it and see how it went. But good luck, and seems like a lot of fun. I mean, so now, do you just catch more than 5 fish, or is it 5 fish? You said one tournament you caught 6. Do you get a chance to catch more than that?
Yeah, you catch as many as you want. You just got to cull out the biggest ones, or you keep your 5 biggest out of all the fish you catch, basically.
And that's on measuring and intuition of what you feel is the heaviest.
Yeah, you have this coal beam. You can hang the fish on either side. Whichever
Right.
one's easier, do that.
So what's the biggest fish you've caught, Matt?
Biggest bass I've caught is 8 pound 2 ounces. I've caught 3 that weighed 8 pounds and 2 ounces. So
Nice. Luke?
My biggest bass is around 7 pounds. So
What's the biggest fish that you ever, a bass fish that you ever wanted somebody catch in one of these competitions?
we caught a 7.
The biggest one
at
I've-
Oconee, right?
yeah, somebody caught a 7 at Oconee. Back in my sophomore year, that tournament we won at West Point, I caught a 6 pound 15 ounce bass. It was right at 7 pounds. That was the biggest fish. Those are the 2 biggest I've ever seen come out of the tournaments.
And is it a struggle? How long does it take you to get that sucker in the boat?
That one took me a minute. I hooked it in a tree on a light line. I had to finesse them in. So I had to work it a little bit.
So, all right, good luck, and good luck tomorrow. And Luke, good luck to the rest of you at lacrosse, and hopefully, Savannah Christian makes the playoffs with that. I know we're not, but you guys might.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one, guys. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You too.
Take care.
Yes, sir.
All the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt, Georgia, because Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for over 20 years running. It's no wonder why. There's always sports, live music in the sound garden, and delicious and abundance of pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick your favorite TV, because Coach's is your place to be. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong since 1991 and is always open for dine-in service for lunch and dinner. Remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. Join John Henderson and the crew for the best burgers, wings, and now pizza too. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's right, remember that number, 912-352-2933. So make your next pit stop at Coach's Corner. And as always, make it a night to remember at Coach's. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live right here on the Coaches Corner Sports Network. Saturday morning, May 6th, Kentucky Derby, but we got a lot going on here in Savannah, Georgia. We got the Scottish games going on over at Bethesda Academy. Go check it out. It's a big deal here in Savannah, Georgia. It's going on for a long time. And you want some haggis? Go check it out. I heard it's pretty good. So that's going on. We got tonight, we got the Savannah Falcons. Okay, they'll be playing at Memorial Stadium. Let me just get my my information here. Make sure my time is right because I don't want to tell you something that's wrong. So let me check out. Let's see where is. I'm pretty sure it's 6 o'clock at Memorial Stadium, but just let me go back here and check. I want to make sure I get the right stuff here. Let's see. Karl DeMasi Sports Report. All right. Jake Merkling is trying to hook on, so give me some extra minutes here to get him hooked up. So let's see. Savannah Falcons semi-pro football team. And of course, I'll find out the information. But it's 6 o'clock, Memorial Stadium. Big game against the Duval Raiders. Duval Raiders are 8-0. They're in second while they're tied for first place with the Northeast Wolverines. So the Falcons lost to the Duval Raiders 22-18 way back in April. So go check it out. All right. My guest this year, he worked it out. He had to hook up a little Chrome. I don't know. I'm not an internet whiz, but I'm glad he could join me. But, I mean, such a special award. 70 years strong here in Savannah, Georgia. 1954, Ashley Deering, local car salesman, came up with the idea he wanted to present an award to the most versatile male athlete here in Savannah, Georgia. It's just in Chatham County, Savannah, Georgia. And the requirements were that you played a varsity sport, but it had to be football, basketball, and a spring sport. And I moved here in 1995. I didn't know anything about it, and I started learning about it. And then when I was coaching at Groves High School, two of my athletes that played football for me that won it, and I couldn't believe the excitement, the prestigious feeling behind this award that these kids showed me. And then Mr. Deering passed away in 2009. His wife, Angela, took over the reins, and she asked me if I would help her with it, because I have all the connections. So I've been the coordinator. Her son, Stephen Deering, has been a big help. He's behind the scenes. Like I said, it's a lot easier for me to get information out, but it's just a great award. So this year's 70th Ashley Deering Award winner went to a junior at Calvary Day School who will be taking his talents to Tennessee. We got to find out what that's all about. But he's the 6th winner of the Ashley Deering Award to come from Calvary Day School. He's joining me now in the Coach's Corner hot seat, the man himself, Jake Merklinger. There we go, Jake. How's it going?
Great. How are you?
Hey, having a lot of fun Saturday morning talking local sports and talking to the 70th Ashley Deering Award winner. How does that sound, buddy?
Sounds really good. It feels really, really good.
So, I mean, sports. I mean, your family is all about sports. Mom, dad, your brother. So why play 3 sports, though? I mean, football, basketball, lacrosse. I mean, why 3 sports? Why don't you just take it like everybody else and just specialize in one, which, you know what, it could have been football, but in playing 3 sports got you a scholarship to Tennessee.
Yeah. I feel like playing 3 sports. I've done it since I was a kid. I feel like playing 3 sports is so beneficial. They kind of coincide with each other. Just each sport is so fun, and it feels like it's never ending. So you finish one season, you go to the next, and you go to the next, and you go to the next. I love it. So I just love to keep going, keep playing.
It doesn't end, does it?
No, it doesn't.
So, all right. So you got football, which we know you got a full ride to Tennessee. You got a year to go, though. You got to finish out your senior year. Basketball, lacrosse. You went from baseball to lacrosse. Is there anyone that you prefer the most? Which one do you like the best?
Football, probably. But, however, if you ask my dad, I feel like he still thinks I'm a little bit of a baseball player. I haven't played it in forever, but football is definitely my favorite.
Well, football and baseball at Calvary Day School are big time. So I can understand Dad wanting you to play some baseball. But lacrosse, I mean, pick up a stick, never played before. What's so special about that sport for Jake Merklinger?
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's physical. It's fast. It never stops ever. And it takes a lot of skill. It took a lot of practice to get started. And I really like the coaches at Calvary. Really good camaraderie. They kind of say like you're a lax bro. That really is a thing. So it's really good camaraderie with the guys. It was a lot of fun.
All right. So, doing this full-time, full year, give us something that you try to improve on each sport. I mean, because you got 3 sports, you got to try to improve on it.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So like last year, one of my biggest improvements in football was decision-making. Our offense coordinator, who was our offense coordinator pretty well. And I would think I went from like throwing 8 interceptions my sophomore year to only 2 my junior year. So that was one thing I improved on. And then basketball, just trying to use my body, like getting I play guard, but I'm a pretty big guard. So finding like a small guard who's guarding me, figuring out ways to use my body to give me that advantage. And then lacrosse was just stick skills because I was so new. It took a second to get used to like how to catch and pass. So really just the basics in lacrosse.
Nice. And anybody in these sports that you look up to, like when I had Luke Cromahawk a couple of weeks ago, he wanted to be Josh Allen, run people over because he's got that linebacker mentality. Something like that. Who have you thought about each sport?
Yeah, I really like Joe Burrow. He's super smart. He doesn't make incorrect decisions, so I really like Joe Burrow.
Nice. He's a decision maker, and he also can run with the ball, which I know you don't mind.
No, not at all.
But I know the real Coach DeMasi, he cringed every time you got that ball under your arm and took off.
Yeah, he did.
So, all right. So we'll come back to the Deering Award winner in a couple of minutes. But I mean, you had some big time offers. I mean, Michigan State was courting you since day one, and what kind of, big Division I schools. What was that like? What was that recruiting process like?
Yeah, it was really cool. So it did get a little stressful at times, but for the most part, it was really exciting. Going to see some of the most successful college programs in the nation, see how they do things, how they operate. Getting to talk to coaches, building so many different relationships. But then also, getting calls and texts at 10 p.m. at night and 11 p.m. at night, just a constant 24/7 of people trying to talk to you, which is good. But at some point, it did get stressful. But for the most part, it was a lot of fun, really exciting.
So, I thought you were leaning towards Michigan State, and I really didn't talk to my son much about it, Russell. Yeah. He really led on to me, but you went to Rocky Top and you fell in love with Tennessee. Why?
Yeah, I just everything about it, from the people there, the developmental standpoint, the tradition that comes with Tennessee football. It's a big SEC school, which is something I wanted. And then, just kind of, like I said, the people, that family-like feeling.
What was Coach Heupel like?
Yeah, he's awesome. He's super funny. Funny, but at the same time, he's super competitive, which is something that, we kind of, I would say, relate to each other there. He's very, very competitive, and he wants to win.
Nice. All right, if you're just tuning in, it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report on the internets. We do this every Saturday morning from 9 to, I know my producer would love to do it till 11 o'clock in the morning, but I try to stretch it out to about 10:30. So we'll go from there. And, it's always a lot of fun talking to the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. And this week, it's the 70th Ashley Deering Award winner. That goes out to the most versatile male who plays varsity football, basketball, and spring sport in the Chatham County. Jake Merklinger from Calvary Day School. And we got a little comment here from somebody that you know very well. He says, you're a first-class young man. Shows you can play anything and still get where you want to go. Chad Griffin.
Yeah.
And then an avid fan of the show, Dennis Kessler. Good morning. I just say hi to Jake and congratulations. Good luck to your future. And as always, go Cavs football.
Go Cavs. Yes, sir.
So, the people that, they're watching us. Okay. So, all right. Steve Deering calls you up on Monday. What was that all about? What was the feeling that went through you when you found out that you were the 7th Ashley Deering Award winner?
Yeah, well, I did. I was telling Coach DeMasi, young Russ DeMasi.
You can say Russell.
Yeah, okay, I'll say Russell.
But just say the real Coach DeMasi, not the OG Coach DeMasi.
All right, yeah. So I was telling him about this too. I was sitting in my car before school, and I got a call, and obviously I didn't have the number saved, right?
Right.
So I kind of answer it with a little bit of hesitation. I'm like, hello, hello. He's like, hey, this is, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, wow, yes, sir. Nice to meet you. Thank you. So that was just an awesome feeling because I didn't expect it. So, that was a really good feeling. And then one thing I didn't understand about the award is like how involved the past winners are. So I was getting tons of texts and calls all throughout the day from the past winners. And
Nice.
one of them was your other son, Dom. So He gave me a nice little text. That was awesome just to see like the almost brotherhood of the award and how everybody else texts me.
And people don't realize small school like Calvary Day School, okay, when there's a small school, you have to get your athletes to play more than one sport.
Right.
And Calvary's had a bunch of 3-sport athletes and, DeMarcus Dobbs, Dom DeMasi, we can go on and talk about it. Barry Kleinpeter. So there's been a lot of, but for you, what does winning this award mean to you though?
Yeah, it meant a lot to me. I'll be honest. I take a lot of pride in playing 3 sports. It's something I tell a lot of people. And it's also, this award is something I wanted to win since I was a freshman. I'll be kind of frank with that. I wanted to win this award, so I chased this award. So it did mean a lot for me to win it.
Nice. And, you talk about it, playing 3 sports, okay? You memory, muscle memory and all this other stuff, and the kids that are specializing in it. Give us an example on how you being the quarterback has helped you playing the small forward in basketball or the midi. If anybody knows what a midi is in lacrosse, that's the crazy kids that got to play offense and defense because you have to keep 3 people on offense, 3 people on defense, but you got 3 guys that just run all over the place.
Yeah.
How is playing each sport intertwined, integrated into making you a better athlete?
Yeah, I think an obvious comparison is just vision from the football field to the basketball court, just being able to make passes, seeing an open guy in the post or seeing an open guy in the wing, being a distributor, like a facilitator as a point forward almost. And then same thing on the football field, being able to distribute the ball, throw to the open guys, read defenses. So that's one way that they definitely correspond.
Well, I hope it gives you vision because you're going from an old, sort of an oblong object to a big round object to a small round object that hurts like a hockey puck. So you better be ready. You better know what's going on. So, okay. Now we know, I've been in a lot of football games at Calvary and number 1 supporter up there in the stands below your dad who's up on the box because he helps with the program. You have had a lot of family support. Your brother, who's playing, he's still at Valparaiso, right?
He actually transferred to Western Illinois.
Oh, he's going to Western Illinois.
Yeah.
Good deal. So, yes, tell us about the family support, your parents and your brother.
Yeah, I've been competing with my brother in sports forever. And one thing that was cool about playing 3 sports is he did it as well. So we got to play multiple sports together, compete against each other. And like you said, the support, I can always count on me being on the sideline after a bad drive or whatever it was and hearing the words defense being screamed up in the stands from my mom. So, that's really cool. Just the support that they gave me. They just kind of wanted me to have fun and not make me focus on football or anything. Just let me have fun and play.
And I didn't put this in the question box, so you're going to have to answer this.
Okay.
Right? I know your brother, offensive lineman, you're the quarterback. In basketball, though, you both played down low or outside. So who's going to win? You or your brother if he posts up on you?
I'm going to win. So for the first 10 years of my life, he would bully me, but now I definitely beat him. He knows it too.
Sounds like my boys, Russell and Dom. So, when those two went at it, they went at it. Everything was competitiveness with those 2 guys. So, so anything stand out from the 3 sports so far in your career? Any one moment that stands out the most, whether it be football, basketball, lacrosse?
Yeah, probably just getting to play with my brother. Another cool thing was just going to Hilton Head not Hilton Head, Charleston, on a 3-day lacrosse trip during spring break this year. That was a lot of fun. But other than those two things mainly.
A lot going on. Okay, so anything your coaches? Of course you had Mark Stroud, Chad Carver. You had Philip Lee, and now you got Burnham Smith. Any coaches give you any advice about playing 3 sports? Any of them tell you not to or encourage it?
No, so that's one of the cool things about Calvary was they all supported each other. The coaches have really good relationships with each other. They support each other. I know one day we went to summer basketball camp up at Georgia College, and then I left early from summer basketball camp to drive to a 7-on-7 with Coach Stroud. So, just the support that each sport gives each other and each coach gives each other was really, really cool.
Any special advice from any of them that stick out the most in your mind?
Just have fun. To be honest, all three of them gave me, just have fun, be in the moment, and do what you're doing at the moment.
All right. So you got a young guy. How long you been at Calvary Day School?
Since 6th grade.
All right. So you got a young 6th grader coming up to you now. You're going to be a senior. He's a 6th grader, or
Yeah.
she's a 6th grader.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to know what it's like, or should they play 3 sports or specialize in 1 sport? What advice would you give that young Cavalier?
I would definitely tell him to play sports, him or her. It's just so beneficial because you never know what could happen in 1 sport or the other sport. So I would definitely tell him to play 3 sports, have fun, do everything you possibly can until you really do have to narrow something down or stop playing 1 sport.
All right. What are you looking forward to in your senior year now?
Try and win a state championship. That's the goal. We know we all want to do it, so we're gonna try and make it happen.
Oh, you're loaded. You're loaded on that football team. It should be fun watching.
Yes, yeah.
So, last thing, I know you haven't thought about it, and not many students going into college really think about a major. Anything that might interest you after out of high school, going into college, or after your football career is over, where it may take you?
Yeah, I think I want to be a coach. It was funny because I actually did a budget project in economics this past week, and I had to budget as I was a coach and how I would pay for everything. So I definitely want to be a coach.
Well, Jake, it's going to be fun watching you your senior year. I know it's going to be tough because I was there for the last year watching every game, and the good old boy is not there. He took his act up to Michigan, freezing his butt off. But I know, and this is coming from him. He says you're a special kid, and he really enjoyed the time he had with you. And he says you're going to do big and great things. So I'm looking forward to you, and I will get to a couple of Cavalier games. I won't leave you hanging. And I got to see you hopefully next week because we got to give out a little trophy next week. So
I'm excited about that.
Once again, keep it going. Proud of you, and I'll talk to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And right now, all you have to say is "Go Cavaliers!" Now you don't have to go Volunteers yet. Tell
Right,
mom it's not "Go Volunteers" yet.
Yeah.
She's got to wear that purple and gold still.
Yes, she does.
I'll talk to you later, Jake. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Go Cavs.
I'll talk to you next week. I mean, just a great kid, humble kid, very soft-spoken. He's not going to boast about what he does, and a lot of talent, I'm not just saying that because my son worked very closely with him, but you could tell him growing up, taking over the reins as a young kid at quarterback for Calvary Day School, he was going to be something special. So once again, the 70th Ashley Deering Award winner went to Jake Merklinger, rising senior at Calvary Day School. And sports fans, I hope you enjoyed the best of the Karl DeMasi Sports Report for May 13th, 2023, brought to you by the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And of course, always sponsored by John Henderson and Coach's Corner. I hope you enjoyed it. 4 outstanding young student athletes, Luke Cromenhawk, Benedictine, rising senior, committed to Florida State, cut down his recruiting process. He's got so much social media information on the internet. Then the 2 brothers from Savannah Christian Preparatory School going to the State Bass Fishing Championship next week, May 20th at Clarks Hills Lakes. That's Matt and Luke Gunn. Matt Gunn, first Savannah Christian Preparatory School fisherman, bass fisherman, to earn a scholarship at Erskine College. Good football player, both of them, okay? So you got to be excited about that. And, of course, talked to him last week, Calvary Day School, rising senior, the 70th Ashley Deering Award winner, Jake Merklinger, who committed to go to Tennessee. I hope you enjoyed it. So like I say every week, whatever you're doing tomorrow, Sunday, always hit it at the park. And until I see you next week or talk to you next week, may your best week ever. Talk to you later. As I say every week, peace out.